morning, everybody. You got Keith Bilous here. Mornings in a Lab with Keith and Friends starts right now. Yeah, the only morning show to help you guys get your day started. 8 o'clock Eastern time right here on LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. We got a big show here today. Well, we did have a big show. It was a massive show. It was, by the way, this might be an R-rated experience, so I might drop an F-bomb along the way. This was going to be the biggest show ever. And then I had a guest have to bump out last minute. But no big deal. The guest bumped out because of you guys. He's like, hey, I am not going to I will not be able to deliver an incredible audio video experience because my gear is not working, Uncle Keith. I'm like, yeah. He's like, so I'd love to reschedule. I'm like, yes. So he's rescheduling. At least he didn't ghost us. We do have some guests who just don't show up. I'm like, what the hell? So we did have a guest today, so we are reshuffling the deck. I expect we'll be here 60, 75 today. Good morning, Holroyd. Good to have you in the lab, kicking off the show here today. What's going on the train tracks out there, Adam Holroyd? Listen, it's Wednesday. Going to date the show here today, the night of round 2. My Winnipeg Jets are facing round 2 the Dallas Stars. What's shaking Ray White there in Dallas? My buddy Ray, who reached out yesterday, say, hey, I guess our teams are playing. I'm like, yes, we are. Hey, Gabe, we got a few things to talk about here today. We are going to talk about watermelon. Yeah, we're going to talk about how watermelon might be helpful for performance in the bedroom. Yes, we are going to talk about I got some fun things. I got some American phrases that don't make any sense to anybody. What your cravings are really telling you. Keith and Johnny are going to get after this one. Because I know Johnny, like myself, I learned a few weeks ago, Johnny sometimes stands in the kitchen. He stares in the fucking kitchen of the pantry. He's like, what the hell am I doing, you dumb fat son of a bitch? Get the hell out of the kitchen. Get out of the pantry. Get out of the fridge. And when that's happening, the craving is telling him something. And he's an expert on this craving thing. So we're going to talk about it today on the show. What your body is telling you when you have cravings. It might have something to do with... you're not having enough protein in your body. So we're going to talk about that today as well. And hey, there's a lot of discussion on cold therapy. Well, some research has been put into place that it actually might be hurting you. When your body goes into cold therapy, your body needs more calories. People might be consuming additional caloric intake when they're doing cold therapy because you're hungry because you're cold. Think about that. So we're going to talk about that later on today in the show as well. If I got some time, I got some Coca-Cola hacks. No, not Coca-Cola Zero hacks, Coca-Cola hacks. We're going to have that conversation as well. And Amy Reiner, she must have knew that we had a guest bump out here today. So we're looking for some topics of discussion. Amy dropped the topic in my inbox this morning. Thank you, Amy Reiner, about traffic. Why is traffic so bad mostly in Canada? What's going on there, Roofy? I just ate a huge boat of watermelon. Hey, Roofy, you're gonna have a chance to put that watermelon into action here today, and maybe some life expectancy work might have part of that game. Actually, what's up, Ilma? Good to see you in the lab this morning. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. Jimmy, let's bring in my buddy Johnny. I don't want to be on the thing here all by myself. What's shaking there, my brother from another mother with the stogie in the mouth?
That's right. I'm back in my California house in a studio where I can smoke. The one in Mexico, Terry would kill me because this is the guest house.
I was waiting.
In the Mexico house, it's not a smoking approved room.
I was waiting for that. I saw you in the green room there. And you got your nice glasses on, your shirt's looking nice and tight, and I saw the stogie, and I was like, oh, Johnny. I felt the warm feelings of being at home. I was like, "Oh, my brother's at home." It was just like a nice, comforting feeling, man. Because it just looks like it looks better.
They're both home. I mean, honestly, at this point, if I could push a button and decide where I'd probably be back in Mexico right now.
Is that right? Eh? Why? What is it? So keep the answer short. What would be the main reason? Just the quality of life, the pace of life. You prefer the house better? What would be the main reason?
God, I don't know how I can keep that short. Yeah. I would just say, I guess I would just say, I don't know. I mean, it was just, we were having a really good time down there.
Yeah, I know you were.
A lot of times what we do is because we actually, because literally later today, we're heading to Vegas. We got some stuff to do over there. And so, yeah, so we left because we had, and a lot of times what'll happen, we stay down there normally just to stay till we're ready to go.
Yes.
It's almost like, you've had enough of what you're eating. Okay, yeah. I'm ready to move on.
Yes.
Versus if you just get a fucking taste,
Yes.
God damn it. I want give me another bite of that.
Yes. Yes. Wilma, thanks for the subscription. You're on the morning show for Mornings in Live with Keith and Friends. We get after big conversations every single day here live, conversations that help move your life forward. So I appreciate the subscription. Brother, what are you going to Vegas for? I have spent many of time and many of dollars and many of brain cells in Las Vegas. Are you going to Vegas or are you going to Nevada? Or a bit of both?
No, Vegas.
You are, eh?
So we've got some collaborations to do.
Nice.
And then I'm actually going to be on Brad Lee's Dropping Bombs podcast.
Oh yeah, okay. What's go ahead.
I was just saying that's one of those ones where he doesn't do it remote. You either come to his studio or you're not on.
Yeah. How did you meet up with Beyond Bradley?
Through the internet.
Oh yeah, did you come knock on your door? Did you go knock on his door, or what? How did that come to life?
It was kind of, I guess, it just kind of meandering together, maybe, Nice. But I mean, you have to keep in mind to get on this podcast, you still have to like go through a process because they want to look at, they don't. There's two different ways to be on this podcast. You can pay and you can come on as a guest. What I mean?
I see. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, well, I guess you're a guest if you're paying. You just got to choke up a pretty penny to get on there.
Is that right? Yeah. I don't know. I admittedly don't know much about his podcast. Is it a pretty big one, pretty powerful one?
Yeah. People, and it's it's business, primarily business based.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
Because he and I speak the same language. He's in terms of just. Like one of the things he'll say is there's got a lot of great things that he says, but same stuff that, a lot of it we talk about, it's like, look, one of the things that I have that most of you don't is I have this amazing, like really, really deep gratitude about every day. And so it gives me a different set of goggles. I see my world differently, which means I make different decisions, which means I have a different outcome.
Yes.
And when you can, what my primary message is, if you care for yourself, meaning you focus on your self-improvement, then of course the immediate backlash to, it's selfish. No, dipshit. It's not selfish when you fucking do it during the time when nobody needs you. It's only selfish when you fucking try to do this shit during your boys' Little League game. Wake the fuck up early, stop watching that smut TV, invest that time.
Yes.
And so anyway, it's kind of cool. It's just, it's fun to, to have, when you're on someone's show and the host is, it's like, again, it's the same language.
That's right. That's awesome. Good morning, Jay. Good to see you in the comments here this morning. Good to have you hanging out with us, Jay. You're always around. I appreciate you. Ilma, how am I doing? I'm awesome. I will admit though, I don't know why, but I'm feeling a little tired today, and not in a bad way, just a life tired. And I'm anticipating I will be tired tomorrow. Big hockey game tonight. It's going to be a late night. And it's 9:00 start, Johnny, at my bedtime. So my plan is to have a nap this evening, so I can prepare for the game. So I'm just warning you, I'm going to be dragging my ass tomorrow. Here's the thing. If we win, I'll be dragging my ass less. If we lose, then I'll be dragging my ass. That's just true story going on there for sure.
I'll give you a heads up for tomorrow. We're out there for a couple of days just collaborating nonstop.
Yeah.
Ben's actually my videographer is actually flying out there. So,
oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So he's going to film every second of it. So anyway, point of being is that tomorrow is going to be another me busting out at 5:30 again.
Cool. Yeah, that's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. You
got me for the full length today, baby.
Beautiful.
All the way to 6:30.
Yeah. I think we're gonna go 60-75 today. So we might even get out of here a little bit.
Shit.
Too. Yeah. Absolutely. So tell me about when is the podcast with Bradley? Is it yet tomorrow or is it the day after or what? And how long is
Brad? I think it's probably, of course there are always podcasts are usually an hour, but I think it's rocking, he'll keep it going.
Oh yeah.
It's tomorrow. So literally we came home.
It is
literally we got home last night. We're just basically waking up, repacking, and leaving again.
Yeah, no kidding. That's awesome. Yes, we are. Go ahead, John.
Sorry, Mark, go ahead. Yeah, no. I was just saying it's Brad Lee. I think you keep saying Bradley.
Oh, it's Brad Lee. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I admit I don't know his show actually, so I'm curious about it.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's awesome. Hey, hold on a second. I was going to grab something here. Lady Drew, I see you there in the comments. Thanks for coming out here today. Ilma, yes, we are having a game today. We got a big game here tonight in Winnipeg. Got a big hockey game coming up here this evening. Hey, Johnny, so, we talk often about cold therapy. And people talk about cold therapy and cold showers and ice baths and so forth. And people talk about shedding pounds. Well, I found something quite interesting. There's some new research revealing a chilling truth that cold exposure might actually be sabotaging folks' quote unquote weight loss goals. Because
same sabotage is fucking working out, dude.
I know. Yeah. No. Yeah. Here's what I like about this one too. Actually, because this is where knowledge is helpful for us, right? The same thing happens when I find that folks get into this massive, and you've seen them before too, these massive steady state cardio folks, and they're like, oh, I'm hungry. I did 4 hours of cardio today, Johnny. I'm going to go crush a few Big Macs and eat some extra calories. But Johnny, I'm not losing any weight.
Just fucking stay on that stair climber for the rest of your life, and you may have a fucking chance of working off one of those Big Macs.
No. Exactly. Knowing how temperature affects your hunger and metabolism is key to managing your weight. And I found this fascinating because people are jumping into cold tubs and cold showers. But what happens when your body is cold, Johnny? You get hungry. Your body wants
fucking shiver. It's because you're fucking shivering.
Yeah, and your body's burning energy. So in a recent controlled trial, participants were placed in a metabolic chamber to accurately measure calories consumed and burned. When exposed to cooler temperatures, participants ate significantly more. No shit, Sherlock. Actually, around 411 extra calories daily compared to somebody in a warmer setting. Surprisingly enough, despite the extra eating, there was no noticeable increase in caloric burn, energy expenditure, or carbohydrate oxidation. Additionally, cooler environments triggered even greater food intake throughout the rest of the day. So instead of relying on cold exposure as a weight loss shortcut, consider some of the things we talk about here on the show, right? Eating regularly, eating whole nutrition foods, getting your rest, getting your movement in, and so forth. But I giggle when I saw this because if our body were cold, our body is hungry, and we're eating more food, and it's tricking people into eating more, even though it's
because they haven't changed into the fucking eating habits. It's
exactly right. Yes,
it's fucking simple math.
Yes.
It's the same thing, I just get big too fast. No, you get fucking fat. You go to the gym and you eat more of the shitty food that you're eating, and you get bigger, and you think you bulk up too fast. Unfortunately, no, you get fat really fast because you eat like shit.
Or I'm holding water because I'm drinking some product. No, you're husky right now. You're looking a little fat. Hey, Marty, what's going on?
You're not drinking enough water. That's what it is. What's going on, guys?
What's up, brother? The holding water thing, just guarantee when someone says, I think I'm holding water, you just know that they have a huge issue with being overweight. No, I swear to God. I can't tell you how many of my clients are like, I'm holding water. Is there anything I can do to get rid of this water? Okay, well, let's review what you've been eating in the last 48 hours. Oh, well, I had this party and I had this and I kind of ate off plan. Okay, well, let's just tighten shit back up and report back to me in 24 hours. And your body will literally, your body will snap back and move the right direction real quick. And then they realize, oh, I guess it wasn't the water. No, you were getting fat.
Well, you can think about this. So I found some research highlighting that cravings are natural. So John, let's talk about cravings because we've talked about it before on the show. And, people sometimes get really curious about why they're having cravings. And I want to talk about understanding our cravings and how we can use those cravings to transform our relationship with food. And it's not so much that we have a craving, it's that our body is giving us a signal. And what's the signal, Johnny, that the body's telling us?
it's all about recovery. In many cases, when people think they need to eat, they actually need to take a nap. They take a nap or sleep.
Yeah. Yes. And
drink some water.
Or
Drink dehydrated.
Yeah, and where we might want to be asking ourselves, and Johnny and Marty even just said it here in a subtle way, but the next time a craving hits, you might want to pause and ask yourself, what do I really need right now? And it might not be the craving. It might not be the sugar. It might not be the crap. What you might need is a nap. What you might need is a glass of water. So feeling tired, and we're going to talk habit stacking here over the next number of days. Feeling tired, maybe taking a walk, just a walk into the fridge. Feeling stressed, maybe doing some breathing. Let
me jump back in there real quick because forgive me, I'll be honest, when that was coming at me, one of my daughters was texting me. I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing up so early? You know, is everything okay? But 9 times out of 10, I mean, granted, it can come from sleep, can come from hydration, but 9 times out of 10, a craving comes from low blood sugar, which means you haven't been eating regularly enough to stabilize your blood sugar. And when it dips, your brain sends out an emergency signal that says, I need sugar now.
Yes.
Because low blood sugar can kill it. And so anytime there's a threat, your body responds. It's almost like it's like a fire alarm going off in your head, but you can't hear it. All you hear is, fuck, I need something sweet to eat.
Right. So Johnny, let's give the trick to the audience. What we need to be doing is if and correct me on this one, Marty, Johnny, if we're having our protein consistently throughout the day, we should be able to maintain our insulin levels, and our body should not be chasing the cravings. If our body's chasing a craving, we probably aren't hitting our protein goals throughout the day. Am I correct?
It's even more simple than that, brother. You know, when you bring insulin into play, now all of a sudden everybody's looking over here. That's a shiny object nobody needs to even think about.
Yeah.
Right? And yes, if the perfect world is if you were eating protein regular enough, but protein, generally speaking, is harder to come by.
Yes.
In terms of stability, like it's got to stay cold, say some sort of flesh, right? So you can also use any sort of an essential fat between your meals that will help stabilize blood sugar. That's why I was talking about almonds in your pocket.
Yes.
So it can be so simple. That's right. It's like when you give me a hug, it's like, are you just happy to see me, or is that a package of almonds in your pocket?
See, come on, man. No, I was going to ask something real quick too, as far as like, if you look at it per calorie per gram, fat is going to go a longer way because fat is more calories per gram, right?
Yes.
So it's going
it's 9 calories. There's almost double. It's actually
almost double. It's a little more than double. Exactly. Yeah. So you'll get a better bang for your buck if you were to keep those almonds in your pocket, and you're happy to see Keith.
Yeah,
that's it. And then even to go a little further, if we're gonna bring, now that we've got the tip on the table, we can go back into insulin. So when you're eating fats like almonds, it does not alter your insulin, and when your insulin goes up, that means your body is fucking rapidly storing what you ate, which can lead right back to where you started.
Yes. So, and right back to where you started, and I like to use the term where, because I'll use a real life example with myself. I've figured this out in my journey of life, but for the longest time, John and Marty, I learned that when I started eating, like when I was making bad choices earlier on in the day, and I was learning my body,
you can't stop that shit.
Exactly. Throughout the day, I was chasing the bad choices, right?
Because the blood sugar does this, and that emergency signal just keeps fucking going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the simple way for me, Johnny, is that I would eliminate carbohydrates from the start of my day, because I found myself when I chasing a carb that's sugar, I would just chase it throughout the day. So for me, the biggest trick was just getting rid of it altogether, and replacing it with better choices, right? So now my better choices, I fucking have hard-boiled eggs upstairs constantly. And I gotta say, tribute that to this show, because that to me is a simple, easy thing. I boil them, they're upstairs. I go and when I'm grabbing something, I grab the fucking egg. It's just what I do.
Yeah.
It's simple as that.
I mean, if you want to talk about a standalone food, call it a snack food. The hard-boiled egg is the only one that represents a complete protein, all 22 branch amino acids.
Yes.
Did he freeze again?
I don't feel guilty.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I know. I froze for a second there. I know.
Get it going, baby. Get it going. Come on.
Rocking there. But I like it. It's got salt. It's got everything in it. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel full. And it checks all the boxes.
Come on.
In the day, my body just goes, okay.
Come on. Get it back.
Jimmy, why the hell am I freezing today? I did a cleanup a couple days ago.
But, they're just little itty bitties. We're just having fun with you, brother. But they're just itty bitties. But the people listening, the people that are listening are definitely probably having a hard time following what you're saying. That's why I keep busting you up and the rocket.
Well, listen, let's go to the accountability check-in. Let's come back and talk a little bit about anxiety. Johnny, do you ever have anxiety? Marty, do you ever have anxiety?
Absolutely.
Fuck, dude, I just had a massive one the other day.
Me too.
It started off, if I get off on the wrong foot, sometimes I have a hard time reeling it back in.
Let's talk about it.
It was that day that I used the fucking word that I'd never use, hate. That was the day.
Yeah,
I was fucking battling, man. I mean, I did my whole meditation, and at the last couple of minutes, I just got into the place that was starting to help me, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't have another fucking minute here."
Yeah. Well, let's do it. Let's get into a conversation about anxiety, Jimmy. We're going to do the accountability check-in, and then we're going to come back and talk a little bit about anxiety. Because I'll be honest, I struggle with it from time to time. I do. My brain goes all fucking squirrely on me. I'm better at it now than I ever was, but it certainly is part of my life, and I know it maybe it's part of all of yours. We're going to talk about it here coming up in a few minutes. But guys, listen, gratitude works better when shit goes wrong. Yeah. Yep, it does. I used to be the guy who couldn't handle it. When things went sideways, I'd blame people. I'd blame the circumstances. And when that didn't work, I'd bury myself in busy work. I'd scroll for an hour. Back when I was having some beverages, I'd pour a drink. I'd start planning something new just to avoid finishing what broke. Anything to avoid the discomfort. But eventually I realized that none of that helped me move forward. I'd still wake up with the same weight on my chest, still be behind on the thing that I was avoiding. It's funny because there's something you just can't avoid. You think you can, but you can't. I'd still be short with the people around me. I'd still feel like I was spinning, not leading. It didn't solve anything. It just kept me stuck. What actually helped? A dose of vitamin G. Vitamin G, you ask? Yeah, gratitude. Not the kind you list on a good day, the kind that makes you pause and say, this didn't go my way, but maybe it's exactly what I needed. Maybe this anxiety is good for me right now. It just doesn't take the pain away. It gives you something to do with it. You want to stay consistent when life's messy. You want to start with gratitude. You want to stop spiraling every time a plan blows up. Practice gratitude. Because gratitude gives you a process. It gives you a place to start. It gives you a place to spot what went wrong. It gives you a place to own your part, adjust your behavior, and then move. So the next time things fall apart, try this instead. I invite you to grab a blank page, a white piece of paper, and write down exactly what went wrong. And then answer these 3 questions. What part of this was my responsibility? What pattern or habit did this expose? And what's one decision I can make today because of it? That's how I use gratitude, not to feel better, but to take ownership of my actions, to take ownership of my life, and then move on. So I invite you to go through your day today, grab that white piece of paper, grab your journal, write it down. What are you stuck on? Is it gratitude that's going to move you forward? There's your accountability check-in. Because gratitude works better when shit goes wrong. True story. There you go. Accountability check-in this morning on Mornings Live with Keith and Friends. The only morning show to help you guys get going. We go after it Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Myself, Jon Andersen, C. Marty Fit, and guests getting after it every single day. The only show to keep you guys rocking and rolling here. All right, Jimmy, let's bring the crew back up on stage. I want to have a conversation about anxiety. And here's, I have struggled with anxiety over my life. And it's funny, Johnny, because for the longest time, I got to be honest, man, I didn't know that that's what I was feeling. There was times There was times I was growing ICUC and I would go on these trips and I would do things and I'd get on the airplane. So I really started to discover my anxiety when I was traveling. True story. And I love travel. I enjoy traveling, but I'd started to discover years ago that I'd get up and get on the airplane and I'd start getting these feelings of, and I couldn't describe the feeling, Johnny. I was not feeling good. Get on the airplane and I'd be taken off and my brain, my body was just these uncomfortable feelings. It wasn't until I just started spending some time in my own head and reading and spending time talking to AJ and some of my therapists that it was anxiety that was getting after me. And I had to learn that that's what it was. It's like I had to learn it, I had to name it, and then I had to figure out how to deal with it and how to manage it. And for me, when I was doing my flying, and doing my travel around the world and growing ICUC, it was recognizing what gave me comfort and joy, and a lot of it had to do with my dogs. And back at the time was my dog, and in a really grateful gratitude way, I took myself back to a place of comfort with my dog, and that's how I helped deal with some of my early anxiety. Now I want to come to you guys and start the story. Johnny, I want to start with you. Where and how did you discover that it was anxiety, and what did you do to start battling it? And I'm not talking recently, years ago.
That's a good question. Okay, let me start off by kind of just saying, I'm going to recap a quick conversation I had with Terry just yesterday on the drive home.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, you remember that day I was having? I was just having a hard time, call it stressed out. That's kind of what it was, anxiety, and I said it was crazy because the deja vu I had that day was fucking nuts, because I remember feeling like that. It was a long time ago, but I used to feel like that. That was my normal. I used to feel like that every freaking day. And so, it was like, wow, it just kind of showed me in terms of me, how far I've come. Now, how did I battle that way back when? I outworked it.
Yeah.
When I was struggling with something was bothering me, I fucking attacked it. I would attack, because really, if you think about it, if you get down to the basic, the foundation of anxiety, a lot of times rooted around fear, right? And I just used to fucking attack my fear. If I was scared of something, I had to get up and I had to start fighting. As long as I was fighting my fear, I was okay. If I was not, it would eat me the fuck up. Now, identifying it was always the challenge. But if you sit for a minute, you could figure out, okay, what is it that's got my goat here? And so it was really kind of cool for me to see, like, holy shit, I used to live this way and thought it was normal. Now I live this way and it was like, holy shit, I can't wait for this day to get over. I've really I've given it my best and it's beat me today.
Yeah.
It won't happen tomorrow.
Yeah. What about you, Marty? So when you have been anxious, did you know it was anxiety? Did you know how to name it, or because I didn't, and did you know what it was and how to get ahead of it, or was it just this feeling that was foreign to you and you had to learn how to figure it out, Chris?
Yeah, it was foreign, man. I had to learn how to figure it out, and so years of having that feeling and coming up with new ways to overcome it. Now I know it's just part of life.
Did it come to you as a young man? And when did you discover it, Marty? Because you've shared your journey of life, like, going through schools and your mom and dad and your journey through NCAA, going to California. Like, when did you just start discovering that, oh, okay, I have some anxiety here, I want to deal with it?
I'd probably say high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really experience it much in elementary school, but high school, just, sports, girls, just being, this kind of how I learned how to be a jokester, kids making fun of you and stuff. And that's kind of how I learned. Yep. So
the joking became like the superpower defense mechanism, right? It was like the way for you to manage that emotion.
Exactly. So, and then just even like, I took like the train and stuff and the bus.
Yeah.
And it just like, you kind of just run into all types of people,
Yes.
And it's just like, is this person going to make me feel weird? Should I sit next to this person? Just literally like everything in high school, every aspect of my life.
Yes. Yep. I would find myself getting very anxious when I was invited to big corporate events, or had to go to corporate events, or had to go to places where I feel like I didn't belong or feel like I didn't fit in. Maybe you can relate to that, Marty, right? Where I'm like, okay, I got to go there and I got to be in a place that I'm not, like, I don't feel comfortable at all. Fuck, that make me anxious. Or if I had to go somewhere where I was expected to do certain things, man, the anxiety that it would bring me, I have to slow my brain down to bring myself back into control of my state.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm glad, my mom put me in private school. So I got to like be around all types of people.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah. So I kind of like, when I go to events or even now with being a general manager, I ain't too many black people in there. But I'm comfortable around everybody. I'm comfortable around them, around black people, Hispanics. There's a lot of Koreans there. A lot of them can't even speak English. So I'm comfortable around everybody. So
Question for both of you guys. When you're getting into an anxious state, Chris, starting with you, what is your body telling you? Is it starting in your head? Is it starting in your body? Are you tired? Are you like, what kind of feeling are you having when you're feeling anxious?
Get out of this feeling ASAP.
Right? Really?
So that's why I do my morning routine.
Yes.
Because I wake up like that most days.
Yes.
I can't help it. So
because it starts in your head. It's to answer your question, Keith. This is factual. It starts in your head with a thought.
Yes.
That thought turns into a chemical.
Yes.
That chemical makes the body react in a way like, what the fuck was that? I don't like this feeling. Because remember, a feeling is language of the body.
Yes.
That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the chemical. That's the fucking chemical that thought created, that dropped into the bloodstream, is giving you that like in a really, like someone gets bad emotional news, and you hear people say, holy shit, it was like somebody dumped cold water, a bucket of water over my head. That's the brain dumping a stress hormone in there so severe that you feel this whole body change. That's the extreme, right?
Yep.
Now, the other side of that equation, though, is when something amazing, if most people, if you said, hey, I'm going to put $10 million in your bank account next Monday. It's going to take that long to clear, but it's yours. Monday morning, you can go get it. They're going to get the opposite feeling. They're going to get this fucking warm and tingle, like, holy shit.
Yes.
My fucking life has just changed. Again, chemistry. It's all it is fucking chemistry. And how we control that chemistry, how we control how we feel, is to control our thoughts. Thoughts is a language of the brain. Emotions, what you feel, that's a language of the body.
Before we flip this to the lifestyle tip, it's interesting, Johnny, because I had a conversation with AJ yesterday on the show here. You had stepped out already. We all know that my hockey team won the big series on Sunday night, and our goalie struggled mentally throughout the whole series. And we related the conversation to a conversation we had with Jon Espetita a couple weeks ago on the show, where, if you guys remember, John's dad died, John's dog died, and Jon was diagnosed with cancer in a short period of time. He went through a really difficult period in life. What he found was the saving grace for him, and I'm going to bring it back to what works for the three of us and what we are proponents on every single day, is his non-negotiable routine. Because when he was in a down spot, or when my goalie here was losing, he just kept at the routine, got up after it. And like you said, Johnny, I went and got after. Marty, you get up and you get after, right? And I got up a little bit anxious this morning too. What I do, I went and got after it, and I just kept moving and moving and moving. As I kept moving, the anxiety just kept rolling out of my brain. Right. And I like that Jon talked about it, and even AJ and I talked about it. That's the power of the non-negotiable. There's no decision. I knew when I got up this morning, I had anxiety. I knew that if I had my coffee, I started moving, went for my walk and went for my stretch. By the time I got in front of the camera, I would be good. And sure enough, I was good. But because that non-negotiable is pre-programmed there's no decision having to be made. That's how I get through it. Frankly, that's how I get through it every single day. And I know you guys are the same way.
Well, let's talk about a few other non-negotiables so everybody understands.
Yeah.
I bet there's nobody listening here that takes a dump without wiping their ass.
Yeah.
Non-negotiable.
Yes.
Yeah. I bet everybody here slept a little bit last night. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. Went to sleep. Non-negotiable.
Yes.
Most everybody should have brushed their teeth this morning. If not, you sick bastard, go home and do it. Non-negotiable.
Yes.
So we have all these non-negotiables in our lives. Just add a few more.
Yeah, the habit stack. Hey, Joe Fontana. And then we got Matthew Roof coming with cortisol and adrenaline. Oh man, cortisol and adrenaline, the two drugs in our body that have so much impact on our body that we don't talk much about. But man, cortisol and adrenaline, Johnny.
And those two in short bursts.
Yeah,
they're designed to be used in short bursts. Way back when. Let's just say that we're in a tribe. Marty, you and I would have said, okay, let's look at the three of us and let's look at our powers here. Keith, you stay in the village and clean up. Marty and I, we're going to go kill something.
Short stay.
it's just the way it works, brother. You know, it's survival of the fittest. It's survival of the fittest. Because when that saber-toothed tiger comes and chases us, I don't have to pick you up and run. God damn it, that's why. But anyway, so Marty and I are out there, and we see a zebra, and we're focused on the zebra, and all of a sudden the saber-toothed tiger comes up, right? That right there, we need that adrenaline. We need that cortisol if we have a chance to get away from the saber-toothed tiger. But it wasn't the adrenaline cortisol is great for that 5 minutes to get away.
Yes.
Not great when you're dealing with for fucking 20 hours, 18 hours or whatever. It's not supposed to be coming into our systems at all times. It makes us sick.
Yes. We got Joe Fontana before we go to the fit tip. Remember, you don't have to run faster than the tiger. You just have to run faster than the guy next to you. So well, see, that's the thing. I wouldn't be able to let you get behind. That's why I had to pick your ass up. I know Mark's going to be the fastest of the crew, So I was like, Jesus Christ, So it's just easier to leave you in the village sweeping, brother. Uncle Keith's new role on the show. He's the bitch amongst the three of us. Yeah.
I didn't say bitch. I didn't say bitch. Maybe stoke up the fire for that animal that we bring back,
Yeah, Keith's a liability, man. Hold us back.
Oh my God.
Yeah, start rubbing those sticks together. Get that fire stoked up, damn it. Come on. Marty and I we're gonna go out and wrestle something.
Start rubbing.
That's it.
All right, Jimmy.
Yeah, rub the sticks, not yourself, you sicko.
Yeah. You gotta watch Keith.
I love Marty's comment yesterday. He's like saying to Richard, "Don't mind Keith. He might be a little creepy dude, but he's actually not too bad." I was cutting the show yesterday, and I was thinking, "Fuck, man, Marty." All right, let's do the lifestyle tip, and we're gonna come back and get after it. Let's do it, guys.
You mean the fit tip?
I'm sorry,
the fit tip. Yeah. All right, we got the fitness tip for today. Listen, you got to get your protein in. It has to be prioritized. A lot of people try to get around it and use the excuse, "Oh, it's just for bodybuilders." Yeah, I'm not really, trying to be that serious. But listen, protein is for everybody. It is essential and it's the most important macronutrient. All right. So a few ways for you to prioritize your protein. Put it in every meal. What's your protein source in every meal? If you have 3 meals a day, start there. I should have 3 protein sources throughout the day, right? If it's four. If it's in your snack, try to add it to your snack. But there are little things you can do. A lot of times you'll hire a personal trainer, you'll get on MyFitnessPal, and you'll see the recommended amount of protein, and it might scare you. It might make you nervous. Like, how am I going to get this much protein in a day, right? So start small, and when that becomes easy, you can build up and expand from there. But we all need protein. Muscle is essential for our longevity, preventing injuries. It's going to stop you from aging, right? It's going to help your metabolism even more. And it's going to help you burn more fat because we decline as we age, lose testosterone. The list goes on. So find small ways to prioritize that protein. Start with adding it in each meal. And let's get this work in. That's the fitness tip for today.
And get the protein in this morning.
Absolutely.
Absolutely is right.
Get the protein in, man. Got the eggs upstairs and stuff. That's the boiled eggs. Yeah, that's man. Right.
Yeah. Hey, Marty, I had a struggle yesterday. I had egg and then I had chicken after it. And I got to be honest, man, I really struggle with that eating itself type thing. Like I can't have an omelet with chicken inside the omelet.
Really? Well, yeah. I'm not an egg guy, so I don't have to worry about that.
But I'm just sharing. Like I struggle with that whole idea of eating yourself, and I'm just curious with Fontana or Wolfie or Amy. Like, do you guys have chicken with omelets? Like, I just like because you're actually eating then you're kind of yourself.
I don't know. You might be the only one, man. I think everyone else just eat, man. You're thinking too much.
And here's the thing, brother. You just choose not to. This is not a show for I can't.
I didn't say I can't. It just messes with my head.
You said I can't eat chicken with my eggs.
Well,
You choose not to eat chicken with your eggs.
It messes with my head. It just messes with my head.
And because it messes with your head, you choose not to.
This is true.
That's anxiety, Keith. We just talked about that, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
You need to watch the show. You need to watch your own show.
We got
reframe. It's a reframing, baby. Reframe it.
We got K Gran in the comments. That K Gran, you know, you're going to be hanging out with Jon Andersen. The best protein comes from crows, specifically crow's milk. It's crow time. Yeah, I'm thinking that's flesh, the flesh of K Gran. We got David Sowers with Shaking Sowers. Good to see you, brother. I'm having you in the lab here, brother. Fountain of Youth, baby. Good to see you, Sowers. Hey, guys, looking for the greatest outdoor restroom experience? You got to hang out with
Shitter. I thought that was Shitter. Let's go, baby.
That's Shitter. Yeah.
Royal Restroom, the man in purple, the guy who took over from Prince, the greatest purple branding marketer in North America, David Sowers. I'm telling you guys, the guy knows how to do marketing with the color purple. And Kroger Campers. Sorry, Sowers. The guy's got I know he's doing some stuff like his camper business. Fucking awesome campers as well. What else we got here? We got
Shitters gets it, man. Shitters is a baller, dude.
Huge fan. And then K Gran, you can't eat the mother and the child Old Testament stuff. Jeez, K Gran's giving us all. Amy Reinhardt, tried chicken sauce with eggs. You'll like it. Eggs are life. I know. I'm all about the eggs, guys. Hey, so I because we got some good conversation happening here in the chatter here. I thought I'd have some fun with you guys around some American phrases that don't make sense to the rest of the world.
I'm gonna listen to this. But I got to get out of here.
I know you got to rock and roll
real quick. Yeah.
I found some fun conversational topics that I think a lot of people might be able to lean into, but I found some phrases that don't make sense to anybody, but you guys in America and Canada, we use it all the time. And some of these are like things like rain check. Do you guys use rain check?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's probably, I would have to say that's probably was used more years ago than now, but I mean, it's definitely when someone says rain check, for the most part, if you're in the age bracket we're in, they're going to understand that.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. How about piece of cake? That's a slogan that people use, a lot of times. That's a piece of cake.
That's pretty universal, I would have to say. What do you think, Mart? Is it down in your era?
Well, in my community, we don't say that, but my counterparts in other communities say that. So I'm familiar with it.
What does your community say?
My community says that's light work.
That's light work.
Yeah, if I go in my community and say that's a piece of cake, they're gonna be like, "Yo, the people on that show got you brainwashed, man."
Influenced by your two white uncles over there, Marty.
That's what they're gonna say.
I love you, man. Monday morning quarterback. This expression is used. It seems like everybody on Mondays because we're all making our decisions.
Never heard that in my life.
Seriously, Marty, honest to God.
I think armchair quarterback would probably be the next. It would be like the cousin. Armchair quarterback. It's because everybody watches football and everybody's watching fucking Joe Montana or Tom Brady, and they're trying to tell these fucking guys how to do their jobs. Okay. Oh my God, you should have done this. You should have done that. As you sit on your fucking armchair. Or Monday morning quarterback is the guys at the fucking water cooler talking to each other at work about, oh, fuck, Joe should have done it like this. Brad should have done it like that. Talking with their first names like they have fucking, coffee and tea with them, for Christ's sake.
I want to know what Marty's community uses instead.
I don't know.
You better be careful. You're going to get yourself in fucking trouble going back to Marty's community. What kind of community are you talking about here, boy?
Marty's the leader of an organized crime group.
Jesus Christ.
Called Marty's Gang.
I don't know. We don't have a phrase for that.
Here's one for you guys. How about shoot the breeze? Is that one? So I know I've used that one in the past. Let's go sit down and shoot the breeze.
I think that one turned into shoot the shit.
Yes. Yeah. Marty.
Chop it up.
Chop it up. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. And we got Joe Fontana coming in with on the clock. That's a slogan that many. I don't use that one very much, but I've heard that one a few times. I'm on the clock. I've
never been on the fucking clock. So I'm never gonna fucking use that word. Anybody who's on the fucking clock means they're fucking they're clocking in.
I know.
Not me, baby.
It's not rocket science is a common one that I hear often. It's not rocket science. But now that we have some dude named Elon Musk kind of partially running the world, that slogan I think means a little less, has less impact. No? I don't know.
I would say rocket science is pretty universal. Mark, what do you think?
It's universal.
Yeah.
Okay, Marty, here's one
and
for
you. You see, I involved Marty in that without saying, what does your community say?
Yeah, this guy. What's up with this guy, John?
Come on, man. You get back in the village and get to sweeping, you know?
Like, that's why we left you in the back.
We bring you out here. We bring you out here, you know, looking for the kill, and you mess shit up with all this fucking weirdo, you know, the way we're having fucking rough and tumble conversations here. You keep doing
get back in the village and into the kitchen, Keith. Graveyard shift, Marty. When you were working in the gym there, you were working the graveyard shift. Does that term resonate with you, brother?
I know what that is. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we called it that though.
No. Here's one. Ride shotgun. That's what I grew up with that one big time. Ride shotgun.
Yeah, you know where that comes from? That's actually fucking really cool because so back in the day when there was like I don't know what to call it. No, this is crazy. This is because I like a lot of times I like to where did this come from? And I'll like follow it back, right? So back in the day when it was like stagecoaches, where let's just say that you know, we were gonna go from a certain place to a certain place. We'd hire a stagecoach, you know? Yes. And so it'd be a guy up there, you know, with the reins with the horse, and the guy next to him would have a fucking shotgun. So if someone come and tried to rob the stagecoach, that's the guy who would shoot him. You're riding shotgun means you're up front with a fucking shotgun defending the fucking stagecoach.
Oh, I thought it came from Tupac Shakur and Biggie when they shot the guy.
Oh, get back in the village.
Man, this guy's definitely in the village.
Pick up the broom.
This guy's not killing any saber tooths.
Pick up the broom. So Fontana knew the answer too, Johnny. It comes from covered wagons, the Wells Fargo wagons.
Yeah,
behind the coach with a shotgun.
That's it.
Here's something for you boys. Cut the mustard. I know Marty uses that term all the time. Marty's like, I'm all about cutting the mustard. Marty's like, what?
I don't
with a straight face.
You know what that one is, Mark?
No, I said Keith can't even say that with a straight face because he knows I.
No, I got, but I caught it, but it was like right at the tip. Did you catch that one?
Nah,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's for old motherfuckers. Like that was like my grandfather cut the mustard. Like it turned into cut a fart.
Yep. I haven't heard that one. I cut the mustard is an old term for sure. And then here's one, and I gotta think you boys have heard this one too. Break a leg.
Yeah, that's more of like a entertainment type of saying.
Yeah, I saw that in cartoons.
That's right. Yeah. In cartoons, yeah.
Like SpongeBob.
This one I use all the time. I still use it today. It costs an arm and a leg.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I wonder if Rich Ingram would subscribe to that one.
Well, yeah, Jesus Christ.
Hey guys, see you tomorrow, guys. I'm out of here. That's my cue right there.
He's like, but at least he didn't say, I wonder what Rich's community would think about this one.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Dude, that's crazy, man. You know what though? I don't put it past Keith. I don't put it past him. No, John, he's chilled out a lot since you've gotten here. I promise you. When I first got on here, I was like, what the fuck did I get into?
Well, you know, here's the thing. You know, the thing that's there's always that guy that you know deep down always means well. And so because he says a bunch of weirdo fucking shit, you never really hold it against him. That's Keith.
Yeah. Oh, Amy Ryder, no, not too far. Richie Rich would have some fun with that one as well. We're all just having some fun here today. It's true because it always comes from love. Anybody who knows me well knows how much love I have. Marty, you got to rock and roll, pal?
Yeah, I got to rock and roll, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man.
Okay, pal? You have
a good loop.
Oh, hey, Marty, here's what. I got the last slogan. It's called Hit the Road. See you, brother. Hit the road.
Yeah. Yeah. It's time to go. See you guys tomorrow. Love you guys.
Have a good loop, brother.
All right, let's do this. Let's do the lifestyle tip, Johnny. We'll come back and have some more chat, brother. Let's do it. All right.
We're talking phrases here today. So let's jump into some phrases that may be holding you back. Because we often will say things and we don't realize the consequence, such as this simple phrase, I can't. When you say you can't, you basically relinquished accountability for whatever it is you're talking about. Think about this. You say, I can't do that, versus you say, how can I do that? When you say, how can I do that? Or what do I need to do that? Your brain continues to work on the solution to do that thing. When you say, I can't, your brain just says, okay, I guess this drill's over, on to the next thing. So when you say, I can't, you're basically letting go of the possibility that what you're talking about can be done. Remember, your brain believes the shit you say to yourself. Your brain will go find the supporting reasons to why you can't, or it'll go find the supporting reasons to how am I going to get this done? So I guess you just got to ask yourself a question. Do you want your brain working for you or against you? Rock and roll.
For you, just like my brain's working for me today. Jimmy, we're going to get Johnny out of here for a piss. I'm doing the math in my head, and I've seen his face on my screen for a number of minutes, and I think I can see the water just building up here. So, Johnny, you better go for a piss, man.
That's it.
And then we're going to bring him back. We're going to have a conversation about watermelon. And you know what, Jimmy? You know what, nation? I love all of you guys, and I know that I hit the nail on the head when I see the commentary coming up here for the in the comments here, and I know that we stoke a nerve when I see these great things like Amy going too far and Fontana saying this and that. And guys, that's what this show's about, right? The show's about. The show's about momentum. The show's about helping everybody get going. The show's about putting a smile on your face. The show's about giving you guys information, entertainment, and a reason to get moving throughout the day. And most importantly, a reason to build community. And I love and I can see you all connecting with Inside the Mornings in the Lab community. And I can't tell you guys how awesome that makes me feel. I see Lady Drew, I see Fontana, I see Roof, I see Amy, I see all you guys connecting, and that is fucking awesome, man. That's and it's funny, right, Amy Roof? Because old timey sayings and dad jokes, it's true. It's these things that bring us all together, right? Just like watermelon can bring us together in the summer days. And I got to ask, and I got to wonder, could your next bite of watermelon, hey, Roofy, ears up, brother, because I'm talking to you. Could your next bite of watermelon revolutionize your bedroom performance? Well, today we're going to dive into the provocative power of watermelon, the secret weapon. Yes, Roof, the secret weapon for boosting men's sexual health and vitality. Now, listen, guys, unlocking the natural sexual benefits of watermelon can enhance blood flow, improve performance, and elevate intimacy, all through one delicious fruit. I fucking love watermelon, man. I love it. And here's the thing. Watermelon is packed with L-citrulline, an amino acid that significantly enhances nitric oxide production, crucial for stronger erections and increased sexual stamina. So boys, I'm talking to you. That nitrous oxide relaxes the blood vessels. It improves the blood flow directly to sexual organs. It enhances the stiff, and it enhances the overall sexual performance. So I know we always joke around, go have some pineapple to make sure that you taste well if you're going to get that after. But guys, the watermelon is going to help you, right? The research shows that the antioxidants like lycopene and vitamin C in watermelon combat oxidative stress, protecting sperm quality, increasing motility, and potentially boosting testosterone levels. Clinical studies suggest that regular watermelon intake can alleviate mild erectile dysfunction and boost sexual confidence by naturally enhancing circulation and hormone balance. The bottom line is, guys, go and consume copious amounts of watermelon. Johnny?
Now, hold on. Go and consume copious amounts of watermelon. Okay,
yep.
let's break that down. So for the guy that's not taking care of himself on all the other levels, not sleeping properly, he's not managing his stress, not exercising. Going and eating a fucking copious amount of watermelon is not going to give you that piece of wood you're looking for. This is a tip that's supposed to be layered on top of the things I just said. You have to be sleeping. You have to be, some level of movement, some level of a proper diet. That's when this tip is going to make a difference. Don't think that if you're not caring for yourself that you can start eating copious amounts of watermelon. Eating copious amounts of watermelon very possibly could do absolutely nothing for you, because this is like the roof on the house. It's not the foundation.
Yes. Well, that's like anything we talk about, right? Like if we're taking shortcuts in life, if you're stopping at McDonald's, if you're sitting on the couch and you're eating watermelon, well, that's not going to make any difference, right? But
exactly.
If you're taking care of yourself and if you're still struggling with some of these things, that watermelon is going to help you out, right? So incorporate.
Well, and that's 100%. I always like to think when we're laying something out here.
Yeah.
It always has to be framed properly, because people just jumping in and say, "Oh my God, I watched this show today, and they said eat some watermelon. My erectile dysfunction is going to go away." They go fucking eat a watermelon and get in the sack with their wife, and nothing happens. Like, these guys don't know shit.
Yes.
No, because it's out of context.
Yes. Well, and that's what I love about it, because because the world is full of so much information. Because here's the thing, right? Is that we're going to find a story in a few weeks from now that's going to totally contradict all of this. But what I like about all this information we have, it always comes back to the basics. You got to find out what works best for you, but it all got to start with great sleep, whole nutrition foods, right? It's the basics: sleep, good food, and then start thinking about the other things. If you're not getting good sleep and getting good food, everything else is irrelevant. Everything else is just fucking a shiny object, right? Because
think of it like this. Just to kind of go with what you're saying.
Yeah.
So we know an electrical circuit, right? If one piece of the circuit's removed, though, it just misfires. It doesn't work.
Yes.
Well, there's 3 elements that need to be in play to make that circuit go.
Yes.
Number 1, your rest and recovery, which is sleep. Number 2, your nutrition. And number 3, your movement. You pull one of those out and the circuit misfires.
That's a great analogy. And again, I'm always giving you guys, again, I pride myself in finding information and making it entertaining to help us all move throughout our day and start our day in a positive aspect. But like I said, if we're not getting our sleep in and we're not getting the proper food in, everything I'm saying is irrelevant. Like, really, get your sleep, get your good food, and then add the information. But then most importantly, you got to find what works best for you. And that's one thing I'm really passionate about on this show for you guys, is that just because I say one thing, it might not work for you. John said, so it's discovering what works for you. That's why I sit down with Johnny or Marty, with a plan. He's going to personalize it for you, not for me, not for Marty, for you, right? But it's still going to start with the foundations of sleep and good whole nutrition, good whole foods, and then we add on to that. It's really, as I hate to say it, but it is as simple as that. And
what do you say?
I'm going to use it. I'm going to say I hate that it's as simple as that, because I want to emphasize that it is as simple as that, because so
you just got to make sure that when you say that, I'm going to use a word that I don't know what to use, but I wanted to emphasize how strongly I feel.
So emphasize how simple it is if we just stick with these make some non-negotiables. Well, sleeping, getting some good food into us, and man, I know life is not that easy, but it all starts with that. Hey, Johnny, I got something for us today, and we've talked about it before as well, which is how your wardrobe controls your mind. I know you're big on looking good in your clothes. I know I am as well. And if you ever wondered why slipping into a sharp suit can instantly make you feel more confident, or why lounging in comfy clothes boosts your creativity, well, I've uncovered some science called Enclothed Cognition. True story. The hidden power your wardrobe has over your thoughts, your feelings, and your daily actions. And there's actually some terminology around this. It's called Enclothed Cognition. And Unclothed Cognition isn't just fashion psychology. It is actually true stuff. It's your secret weapon for better decision-making, enhanced performance, and improved self-confidence every single day. Some researchers found that they identified this phenomenon, showing that how clothing's symbolic meaning combined with physically wearing it shapes psychological states. In a recent study, people wearing a white coat labeled as a doctor's coat performed better on a cognitive task compared to someone who thought they were in a painter's cloak, meaning that the clothes literally changed their mental capabilities. So let me simplify it for you. So Keith and Johnny both went into a test. John put the doctor's coat on. Keith put the painter's coat on. When I sat down, my mental capabilities took on the fact that I was a painter and not a doctor, meaning that when you dress for success, your brain actually says that you're dressing for, quote unquote, the success that you're dressing for. So you want to choose your clothes with intention. You want to decide how you want to feel and perform your each day. Because Johnny, what this showed is that your clothes also create this placebo effect. Again, back to the painter thing, right? We both have white coats on, but Keith's just the painter, and my brain associates that with I'm quote unquote just the painter, where you are, well, I'm just the doctor, where now you have taken on this confidence of feeling like a doctor. And it's called enclothed cognition, how our brain associates what we're wearing with how we're feeling. I think it's pretty fascinating stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. I actually have a mute button on this mic, so I can actually choke or mute myself. I'm so in habit of the one in Mexico, I don't have the mute button. But I think it makes perfect sense. But this is put into a really, really simple, understandable format for people.
Yes.
But if you think about it, anytime you do something to make yourself feel good,
yes,
or more confident, you're going to perform better. And if it just means putting on a different piece of clothing or a different coat or whatever it is, boom.
So you and I talk feelings often because we're both big proponents of awareness of a feeling. And I want to lean into this. So I know that when I put like my nice leather jacket on, or if I put my Jets jersey on, like my brain associates a feeling with that. I absolutely feel a certain way. And it's
because the brain pumps out a chemical that supports that.
Exactly. So it really is this whole idea of what you wear is who you become. The science of clothing confidence, right? We talk about it, right? You go into the gym in the morning, you get your lift in, you're eating some good food, you put that t-shirt on, you put that jacket on, I guarantee you, your shoulders are bigger, you're more confident, you got a bigger smile on your face, right? And that's called enclothed cognition, because your brain's going, okay, you're feeling pretty good about yourself, and how and the clothes you're wearing is making you feel a certain way. So guys,
it can go either way. So real quick, like for those of you thinking, oh my God, I'm going to go buy a suit because it's going to make me feel real good. Maybe a suit will do it, maybe it won't.
Yes.
Like a lot of times for me, I find myself purposely underdressing because I don't have to dress a certain way for me to express my expertise. And that will also do what you're saying as well.
Well, so it's funny what you said, Jody, because I'm like you, I'm the opposite. And actually, Joe Fontana seems to be like this as well, because Fontana pitches naked. He sits in his room or goes to meetings naked. I pitch naked. I'm curious what doctor have to say. Yes, Fontana, I'm with you, pal. And good time, even a clean car seems to drive better. Good time, that is so true, right? You get into a clean car and all of a sudden it feels better. You look better. The car drives faster. You could not have changed the oil for 10 years, but if it's a clean car, it feels better, right? So it's
what we're talking about is perception.
Yeah. Right. Perception's reality, right? But
when we change our perception of our reality,
yes, because
of how we think, we will basically make different choices. Those different choices will change our lives.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. And like you, I've in my journey of life, I've discovered the clothes that make me feel confident, and it's not a suit. I've discovered that, that's why I put more time into how I feel mentally and physically, because then because here's my POV. When I'm feeling strong mentally and physically, I don't care what I'm wearing, because I believe that I'm giving you me as a human being, and you can judge how you want what I'm wearing, but what you're really getting is an authentic me, whether it's jeans and a t-shirt and a jacket. But when I'm strong mentally and strong physically with confidence, I don't really care what the fuck I'm wearing. For me, it has nothing to do with what I'm wearing, actually, because it's coming from, I'm projecting myself, right?
Well, and let's go with what happens to a lot of people is they'll go to put something on, they're like, oh fuck, I can barely button my pants.
Yes,
that's not helpful in your perception of how you're looking, because you down deep you fucked up.
Yes, Yes. Yeah. Dude, I've been there. I know you have as well.
Oh yeah, it happens all the time. When I put on a pair of when you go from, say winter to summer attire, and you put on if I put on a certain pair of shorts or pants, and I'm like, they're nice and snug in my thighs and my ass and loose in the waist, I'm okay. You did good through this holiday season.
Yeah.
It's the other way around. I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? You've been here before. You didn't have to do this. You made some choices. You need to fucking clean up and not do this dumb shit next year.
It's interesting to hear you say that. Hey, Shane, your comments are, hey, it's the man that makes the suit or the clothes. You're absolutely right, Shane. Thanks for joining us on the show here. Listen, guys, if you haven't subscribed, I invite you to subscribe to our channel, Mornings Live with Keith and Friends. We get after it every single day here at 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, over there on X, and over here on LinkedIn. We're talking clothes. We're talking confidence. We're talking about how clothes gives us the confidence to move forward through life. And Johnny, I got to be honest, man, I love hearing, and I know our audience loves hearing when you reveal those types of things that you just said, which is, oh yeah, I go through a holiday period and I go into my closet and I put something on and I'm like, fuck, it doesn't fit very good. And I say that to you because when somebody looks at you and somebody hears you speak, there's a perception of, well, this guy lives a certain way all the time. But the reality is you're still a human. And the reality is sometimes things go a little sideways. And the reality is sometimes you go into the closet and something's not fitting. So when you say that, it makes you extremely relatable to the audience, Jon Andersen.
Well, the only, we're all, if you strip it down, take all of our habits away, we're all the fucking same.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because we're programmed the same. It's our habits, good or bad, that are determining our future. You cannot guarantee your future, but you can guarantee the habits that will direct your future.
Could you imagine if life was as simple as your last statement? I hang on to this. Hang on to my word.
It is.
No, I know it is, but okay, show's over. See everybody. We're done. Just have good. No, but my point is that it is that simple, right? But there's so much confluence going throughout our life that, and that's the journey of life, right? I was talking to a young lady at my house yesterday. Came to my house. She's like, Keith, I'm 55 years old and I'm still trying to figure my shit out. She goes, life is hard. I go, yeah, life is real.
Think like this. Self-doubt and lack of belief is learned.
Yes.
Before we can understand what the people around us are saying,
yes,
we try and fail over and over and over and just keep on trying. We try to crawl, we fall on our face. We try to walk, we fall on our face. And can you imagine if a human was born with that self-doubt? We would all be laying on our fucking stomachs, sliding around this fucking place, because none of us would have had the ability to continue to try to learn to walk.
Yes, 100%. I was talking with Carter yesterday because, as you know, Carter, and I was saying to Carter this, I'm like, dude, you're never going to hear me give you grief if you're not trying. You're going to hear me give you grief. You're going to hear me give you grief if you're not trying. You're never going to hear me grief if you're always trying. I've never had a customer say to me, hey, Keith, why are you always reaching out to me and asking if I'm doing good? No, but I've had a customer say to me, fuck, how come you ever called me? Right. And it's the same thing with taking care of ourselves. You just got to take care of things. Right. We got Matthew Roof here. What matters is what you say to yourself when you fall off. Shame is vital, but it is healthy shame or toxic shame. Healthy shame is motivating. Toxic shame is deadly. Yes. And then Fontana's disagree, John. We would be fodder for those tigers you mentioned earlier. And what do we got here? We got Jeremy Baker. I just powered out an AI that will learn, remember, and more. 72 hours to make it better. I'm not sure what your comment was on that one, Jeremy. I'll have to come back to that one here. Hey, Johnny, I know you don't drink Coca-Cola. Neither do I. I'm not a Coke. I drink Coke Zero when I want to have a Coke. I enjoy that. But, I found something quite intriguing here that I think many of us know this, but sometimes we don't talk enough about it. Surprising hacks that we can use Coca-Cola for around the house. Do you ever use Coke for hacks around the house?
I don't have fucking Coke in the house.
No, but just like to do stuff around that, not to drink, but to actually use it for like a household, like a tool to fix shit around the house.
Well, we'll just put Coca-Cola in the same bucket as plenty of other sugary shit or some sort of drug that I don't use. The stuff that I don't use, I don't keep around.
I love that, man. So removing rust is Coke is good for that. Cleaning pots and pans, Coke is good for that.
Well, I'm sure there's lots of the good things that, certain drugs are probably good for certain things if you want some sort of a trip, but I'm not going to I'm going to go on a sober trip, not a drug trip, So it's like, you know what I mean?
No, I know, but what I find interesting about this is that we drink this shit. A lot of humans.
Yeah, in 100%, brother. I mean, it makes what it comes down to is this stuff that we're fucking drinking, much like printer cleaner does a much better fucking job, cleaning shit or derusting shit than it does when we fucking consume it.
Yes. Well, like I said before, Doritos are great to start fires. I've used a bag of Doritos as kindling. They are awesome. That's
nuts, dude.
It is nuts.
And you know how much cheaper it is than buying a fucking Presto log too?
I did it. I was out camping somewhere a number of years ago, and I went into the store, and they're like, okay, you can buy these logs for this. I was like, wait a minute. I can just buy a fucking bag of Doritos for 98 cents, and I started the same fire.
Did you start them literally with a lighter? Did they start easy?
I just put the bag of Doritos on top instead of my kindling, and took a lighter to the bag of Doritos. The thing just started. Like the whole thing just lights on fire. Shit. It's actually like gas. It's just full of chemicals. But that's my point with Coke, is that we drink this Coke humans drink Coke left and right. And yet here's what it does, not to the human. Coke removes rust. Coke cleans pots and pans. Coke kills indoor bugs. Coke cleans tile grout. Coke cleans toilet bowls. Coke loosens rusty bolts. Coke cleans.
I've seen some wild videos on this shit for sure. I know,
but I'm bringing it up because Coke does all this shit, yet so many of us just sit back every single day and just fucking crush it. Right? It's humorous to me, man. It's humorous to me. So
and it fits right along with a whole bunch of other terrible habits that people get stuck with.
Yes. Yeah. It's so true. It's so true. I know
it's like Coke and buying lottery tickets, buying cigarettes. It's funny how they all fit together.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and Fontana, there's some potential truth to what you said there. This makes me want to do cocaine instead for healthier. And nobody's proponing to do cocaine, but you're like, geez, cocaine or Coke? Am I snorting the cocaine or am I putting the Coke to clean my rusty bolts? Yeah, it's
way back when there used to be cocaine in Coke.
I know. When I went to, I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I guess I knew it, but it didn't really dawn on me. I was down in Peru a number of years back, Johnny, and when I was flying back from Peru back to North America, back to Canada here, I wasn't able to take a bottle of water through onto the plane because I forgot you can dissolve cocaine in the bottle of water, and then when you boil the water out, the cocaine, the residue in the bottom is you got the cocaine there. So what a great way to smuggle it. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that, but that's how you'd smuggle it, I guess, right? So, yeah, interesting. But,
to answer your question about the Coke, what I should have said was, first off, Terry's in charge of all the cleaning and derusting and whatnot, but we use non-toxic products.
Yes,
and Coca-Cola doesn't fit into that.
Yeah, so do we. I will tell you, because you and I grew up with the era of all
real quick, but Coke is a toxic. It's a cleaner, but it's toxic.
Oh, it's toxic. It's toxic.
But we fucking drink, just like you said. We drink.
I know that's what I find fascinating about it, right? Is that you go to the grocery store, to the food aisle to buy your Coke drinks, when actually the Coke drinks could be sitting literally on the cleaning aisle. Like you could take
right next to the fucking Drano.
Exactly. That's my point. Is that it's incredible to me, right? It's and I'm telling you, Rufy, Doritos, you actually can start a fire with it. It's they work extremely well.
I learned that from you, brother. I had no clue of that prior to you telling me that.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I will tell you. So you and I grew up in the era. You relate to you and I. We grew up in the era of Procter & Gamble and Unilever making all these great products full of chemicals. But now we move into a world where Lauren and Terry buy the products that, maybe aren't as good as the chemical ones. They're getting better though, but some of the products, man, that claim to clean are pretty still shitty. They're not that good.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, some of these chemical cleaners and these chemical things, I mean, they do really, really well at their job, but they're also really, really bad for a human being.
Yes, yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, guys. Well, listen, we're at the 75-minute mark. Jimmy, let's do let's work towards wrapping it up with our community corner, our creator spotlight. So I got some comments here. What do we got here? We got Fontana coming in. Yeah, let's not give Drano a bad name, Fontana. Well, I don't know. Maybe we can. Maybe we absolutely can. Okay, so let's see here. I got Jimmy. I'm going to start off on the LinkedIn side of things, Jimmy. That's where I'm starting off here today. Let me see here. I'm going to get back over here and do this. John, what do you got going on today, brother?
Basically just, doing my thing with obviously my companies, but then getting ready to pack up, and we're leaving this afternoon for Vegas.
Oh, you are leaving today and not tomorrow. Oh yeah, because you got your thing tomorrow morning. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, let's see here. We got something here. All right, your startup is under pressure. You got budgets that are shrinking, your teams that are leaner, and the instinct is to go dark. You pause marketing, you wait it out, you stay invisible until the chaos passes. But deep down, you know that the visibility isn't optional. It's survival. The hard part, you don't have the time or the margin for long onboarding and endless strategy decks. You need someone who can jump in, move fast, and actually make you look good. And that's where the creator we're going to celebrate is coming in today. This person doesn't need a 90-day ramp up. She doesn't need micromanaging. She just gets it done with precision, speed, and polish. This morning, Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends is really excited to introduce you all to, Jimmy's get my buttons set up here, Allison Rossi. Yes, she's a top voice. She's a plug-and-play marketing director for chaotic startups. She's a social media manager for people who hate social media. Oh, there's the word, Jimmy. And a trusted sidekick for leaders who can't afford to lose momentum. Allison helps founders keep their brands visible when everyone goes silent. She delivers done-for-you content, smart strategy, and executive ghostwriting without adding more meetings to your calendar. She's not fractional marketing expert support. No, she's a full-time level polish exactly when and where you need it. Allison, we're celebrating you here today in the lab, and we'd love to have you here on the show. Here's how it works. We take the old community corner, creator spotlight, shine on somebody in the community and say, hey, you're doing some great stuff. And Allison, I'm a fan of yours, man. I love your attitude. I love your content. You and John are going to get along just fine when you come show up on the show. Johnny, this woman, she just has this great point of view. And she's like, she's got this attitude of, yeah, if you don't fucking like it, too bad. It's like, this is my show, my content. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. I really appreciate her point of view. She's got a great stance on things. And Allison, we'd love to have you on the show so we can pass you the light so you can celebrate somebody in your world as part of the creative spotlight community corner on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. Allison Rossi shouting out for you here today. Solid content, solid person putting out some great stuff in the community. Okay, Jim, before I get to the creator Substack one, I'm just going to keep the chat going on with Johnny here for a few more minutes. So you guys are leaving today. What's your drive to Nevada? What, 4 hours, 5 hours?
No, it's we're in this excuse me. We're in this sweet little spot right between we can get to Vegas going one way, or we can get to LA going the other one, about 2 hours.
Oh, really?
Each direction, yeah. So it's perfect.
That's really good. Yeah, that's pretty slick. That's really slick. All right, so let's get to our next one here, Jim, because we keep the show rocking and rolling here today. Some weeks feel like a marathon. Some weeks do feel like a marathon. Others, they feel like you've been tripping before the starting gun even fires. And that's when you don't need another productivity hack. You don't. On another feel-good quote pretending to be wisdom. You need something that reconnects you to your purpose, something that reminds you why you're even lacing up on the track or in life. And that's where this creator delivers week after week. No gimmicks, no ego, just grounded perspective from someone who's lived it. This guy's coached high performers. This guy's interviewed legends. Although I don't think he's interviewed Keith and Johnny yet, so he might have to do an interview with us. And he's kept the promise to hit send every Tuesday since 2015, not for attention, but for alignment. His name this morning, Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, is celebrating Mario Fraioli and his Substack, The Morning Shakeout. It's a masterclass in consistency with heart. He writes about running, but it's not just for runners. It's for anyone trying to move with more clarity, more integrity, and a hell of a lot more intention. So guys, if you want a weekly check-in that sharpens your focus, helps you reset your mindset, and delivers depth without fluff, go subscribe to The Morning Shakeout with our new friend, Mario Fraioli. We're celebrating you this morning, brother, on the Substack platform, and here's how it works. We'd love to pass you the light, bring you into the lab, and celebrate somebody in your community so we can pay it forward on the Mornings in the Lab Community Corner Creator Spotlight here today. Woo! It's good. Good show. A lot of fun.
There you have it.
There you have it.
A lot of laughter today.
A lot of fucking, yeah. Well, you and Marty keeping me in the village while you guys are out doing your work just set the tone, man.
I love it.
Oh, I love it. That's good. I love all you guys in the comments here today, man. We got a lot of good stuff. Let's see here. Tomorrow we're talking. Let me see. Tomorrow we got a conversation going on tomorrow, Jimmy, around. I think tomorrow's conversation is leading to around the fact of. Negative self-talk. Yes, we're talking about negative self-talk tomorrow. I know you have it. I know you've worked your journey in life of talking that negative self-talk out.
Brother, everybody has it.
Yes. Yep. It's battling the voices on our shoulders, eh?
Yeah, it's what comes down to how we manage it. We're programmed. Our brains are programmed to do that dumb shit. You know, we have to change the neuroplasticity in our minds so that we don't think from that side. We think from the other side.
Yep. Yeah.
That's why it's so important that you don't use these words. Like you should, if you can really get rid of the word that the biggest one is that cripples people is I can't.
I know. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Yeah. It's funny because I don't, and I know I joke about it. We use it on the show here off, within things we say, but I gotta be honest, pal. I don't know if I'm reflecting on the way that I use language throughout the day. I don't really ever think about the word can't actually when I think about it, like in terms of my own life. Like I don't like I have and I mean this with it as a positive statement to myself. I have such undeniable self-belief in myself, maybe sometimes too much, that I struggle with not thinking that I can't. Like I think I can do anything. Actually, I really do. Don't you?
Well, in excuse me, here's the thing. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But if you get down to the very roots of it, when we say I can't have chicken with my eggs, even if it's a figure of speech, like the word hate, what we speak we speak our reality. We speak ourselves into our reality, and it comes down to the little details. When we can clean those up, it just keeps the programming that we think's not hurting us. It guarantees that that's not the case.
Yes. Yeah. Of course. And I use that word in jest. Like, will I eat chicken and eggs? Well, sure I do. But in terms of like when I think of like I can't, like, can I climb Mount Everest? Well, sure I can. Can I be an astronaut? Yes, I can. Can I become the world's greatest bodybuilder? I think I could. And I'm cracking jokes, but because I believe in my heart of hearts, I can do anything. I really do. I need to say to me, Keith, there's no fucking way you're going to do it. And then I'm going to say, well, show me how I can't.
I mean, guys like us, there's no question that word has a very, very small outcome when it's used, because it's usually used on very minuscule little things, and a lot of times for a figure of speech.
Yes.
But it's still there. Just like the word hate.
Yes.
When you speak the word hate, guess what you're attracting more of?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I would say to you that if somebody came to me and diagnosed me with some type of illness and said that I couldn't beat it, I would be that person that would be saying, who the fuck are you? I can't.
I just answer, you might be right, but I'm going to try.
Yeah.
It's over.
Right.
It's over.
Yeah.
If I say, yes, I can, now I've engaged. I don't want to engage in that conversation.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love the point of view, and I love how you bring it back to that consistent reminder, right? It's because those words can weave its way through, right?
Yeah. And really what it comes down to it, I do it. It's helpful for me because my brain is always, I don't want to hear that word. I can't. Because if somebody uses that word often enough, especially about real shit, I just won't be around that person.
Yeah, me too. Because I do not believe. I gotta repeat myself. I think
you believe you can do everything. That's great, and that's the type of person that you want to spend your time with. Is like-minded people.
I do.
And the other side of the fence is the like-minded people that love to use the word I can't. They attract themselves to each other also. And so if we're running around saying I can't, even as a figure of speech, guess who we're attracting? Those motherfuckers who use it on the bigger issues in their life.
Let's be honest. We met through this show and we attracted each other to each other. We attracted each other because of that 3-letter word of I can. Because you're going to yourself, this crazy little son of a bitch thinks he can. Leave that there. And then I look at you going, well, I know this crazy big son of a bitch knows that he can. Right. So I know that the apostrophe T doesn't come between us because it doesn't even enter into our, like, I don't even think about, you can't do that. What are you fucking talking about? Of course I can.
Well, and we're basically doing the show to lead. And the leader should never use that word in any regard.
Yes.
Because we're showing the people that are trying to follow in their own way that that's acceptable.
And to me, I love that you said that, because to me, as a leader, you're not saying I can't. I'm stopping on the side of the mountain, and Fontana's saying, but Keith, we can't go that way. I'm like, so no, I don't think it's not we can't. It's just let's observe a different way of getting there. Let's pause.
We can choose not to go that way. Maybe there's a different way, but we can. Yeah. We just might have found a better way to do it.
That's right. And I think about that even with the work that I do, or when people when I hire people, they're like, well, I can't do that. Says who?
Yeah, well, and if I'm talking to someone and they start using that phrase, the interview's over.
Yeah, well, yeah,
if I got to fucking program your ass, no. You know, I need you programmed. I'll teach you what I need you to do.
Yes.
But I don't want to dive into reprogramming your mind. That's what I do that's what my coaching's all about.
Exactly.
So my team has to be semi-developed, even if it's a new person. There's certain things that they just can't say or believe, for that matter, or they just don't fit.
I want you failing while you're saying I can along the way. As you're failing, keep saying I can, because I'll catch you like a motherfucker every time you're failing. I can. Right. And that's when we're picking it up here. So great conversation, man. Listen, it was a lot of fun here today. It was quite a light show, and I expected it to be light. I wanted it to be light. We had a great guy lined up today, and it's a true story. He texted me yesterday. He's like, Keith, my tech's not going to work today because I want to hang out with you and Johnny. He knew about our show and he was all excited about it. But then he got the notes. He's like, I'm not going to deliver a good experience. I'm like, okay. He says, I'd like to bump it. I'm like, all right. Better than the people that just ghost us. They just don't even show up. Right. So the guy's like, hey, I know I want to deliver a great experience. I'm unable to. So I'm going to get my shit sorted out so I can come back and hang out with you and Johnny. I'm like, all right. He's a California guy. The guy's been growing weed for 20 years. He's a big player in the cannabis industry in California. So, and he's got some good business over there, and he's found our show, and he's like, yeah, I want to come hang out with you guys. So it's going to be kind of fun. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, pal, let's get after it. I'll see you tomorrow in Nevada. I'm going to be dragging I'm going to warn you right now. I'm either going to walk into the lab with a big smile on my face, or I'm going to walk into the lab tomorrow going, oh, fuck, man. Something went sideways yesterday because I got a big game here tonight. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. You drive safe, you and Terry. Hey, what wheels are you taking in Nevada? What wheels are you guys getting into?
I think we'll probably drive a G63 is my guess.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How do you
Panamera? The Panamera was the Panamera just got back from Baja, so we'll probably leave that in the garage.
Yeah, gonna give the other one some love, eh?
Yeah, if you have to rotate them, otherwise they sit long enough, they won't fucking start.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Yeah, we were leaving. We were leaving for the Panamera, but it hadn't been driven in so long. We went to start it. I started it, right? Took it down from the big garage in front of the house and turned it off. As we loaded up, we would start at the second. It wouldn't fucking start. God damn it. So we got this little crazy thing. It's about this big, and it's a battery, and it actually you've got 3 jumps in that thing.
Oh yeah.
And you can literally charge it. You charge it like an iPhone. It takes a long time to charge. So basically just hook that thing on there, and then boom, it started right up. Then, of course, after driving it for 5 hours, it was totally recharged, and we're good to go. But yeah, so
there you go.
That's part of the vehicle selection.
I got a question from Fontana for you. He's like, is the Panamera worth it, John? I'm thinking about getting that, or is that the Taycan?
I would say, I mean, ours is a GTS. The GTS is like all the titty shit, all the cool little red stitching inside. And so, I mean, I think the Panamera is, some of them, like the base Panameras, I don't think that they're very good looking cars, and they perform fairly well. But you get the GTS, it's just, I mean, between the fairings and the way it sits, the way it performs, it's a pretty gnarly car.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, Fontana, I got brother. I'll send you a text later today as well. Listen, we're going to get out of here. Keith and John are going to get after it. Bottom of the hour here. The show's over. I appreciate you, brother. A lot of love, man. Love you. Love great show today. A lot of great humor. Listen, I got to go back to the village. I got to go get in the kitchen in the village so you and Marty can go and hunt the prey for us.
Yeah, go on now.
On behalf of Keith and Johnny, we'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Great show, guys.
Have a good live, brother.
See you guys later. Ciao.